as you guys can feel it, the energy is in the building. It's my brother Josh Morrison here. We're gonna be talking more with him. I'll do a short intro, and if you've been following us, I think the beauty of this 8 days to choose and of Mission One Race as a whole, we are uniquely the same, is that we realize and own that, guess what? We're not perfect. How about that? How about like that? Where's the space for that in our world and life nowadays? Just rest in that around this conversation of lacking connection, justice, oneness, equality. It does not by default make me, you, or anyone a horrible portion to just throw away with if you've not done right in this area. We're not perfect in this, the same we're not perfect in other areas, and we need to shift and change, and we can. That's the fundamentals of what we believe in, and we bring people together to have conversations. We put content out there that is hopefully shifting culture around even the conversation about it, even my energy about it. It doesn't have to be militant, demanding, separating, divisive, right, and angry. We can, as human beings, approach this, and as a United States, and we're inviting the world to it as well, say, hey, we just had another birthday. That's how 8 Days to Choose started last year. We had a birthday on July 4th, where we have been for 245 years in this experiment of a country that has ridiculously awesome view, right, and a foundation and calling to be one of every person being created equally and equal opportunity of life, liberty, right, and pursuit of happiness, and thriving on people that have immigrated and were even historically brought here of rough and not awesome means, but we're here now. Does that make sense? We're here now, and the choice is, what are we going to do moving forward? And we can choose. This country is made up of 340 million miniature times the 1,000 choices a day that we make. We're saying choose love. We, the people of the United States of hate or love, and individually make it, and as leaders of institutions, we make it, and those institutions could also include families, churches, businesses, schools, small businesses, right? Nonprofits alike, and seek to partner with it. That's really the heart of what we're calling here. And we're just taking our principles and having a short snippet conversations of saying, for these 8 days, starting on that July 3rd, where we said, happy birthday, we invited us into it, and we're doing it again, saying the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, we're gonna go through understand, forgive, relate, heal, connect, reconcile, love, and act. And we're in connect here with my brother and my friend. And I have a couple of questions that is going to guide us, but guess what? We're going to go where we're going to go, and we're going to land this plane in your time. And I feel like being open-minded spirit to have this conversation, we all get better. We just all get better. So connecting, it's like, it's very important. It's vital. Like a lot of folks will talk about, not even the order given me to me divinely, I feel like that has stood up the test of time and the scrutiny of many people that have all kinds of different approaches, that we feel like at this point, there's a shift that happens in step 5, right? Because there's a lot of internal work in the first 3. And then 5's like saying, all right, go ahead, engage, like reach out, like, and act. It's like a call to action with this. So I feel like you're, one of the things I know about you as a friend, as a brother, you serve as well on our board, is that you are a new dad. And whether it's adopted or whether you had a biologically, in this case, you had a biologically, I feel like as a parent and as a girl dad, pops out, right? Things shift, right? And particular to this movement, I know it's much bigger, but if we can keep it in this lane as much as we can, what do you feel like has changed in you about that word, or what we can do, or the necessity for it as you lean into fathering this gift, your daughter?
Yeah. I think I love that it is a choice at this point. It's something you have to choose to do. And I think that's probably the biggest thing over these last 10 months as we are learning how to be parents and learning, every step, learning how much we don't know, but how much of a choice connection truly is, especially through the season of COVID, where like we were told, don't connect, connect virtually. Like that was such a self-preservation to kind of pull back. And then going through this time with our daughter, of like how important connection actually is and how important of choosing to be intentional with it actually is. So I know we've been processing through a whole lot, all of the principles, but specifically around connection when it comes to her. Like, we have to be intentional to demonstrate this. Like, our families come from very, very different backgrounds, different thought processes, different everything right now. So we are having to demonstrate to her, even now, as she's coming up on a year, how do you be intentional? When you might not agree with them, when it might be more convenient not to be, when it might be hard or stretch you, it's becoming a dad has definitely shown me how important being intentional and being an example of intentionally connecting with people, intentionally investing time into them, intentionally adding value to others. But it's a choice. It's not something that I have to just rely on naturally to happen.
So life is not easy, right? As I say these basic things at times, and I don't realize I say these things to myself, and I believe it or not, you all, I'm very publicly but private. Like I am, like, my Instagram, my social media is for ministry or it's for entertainment, me as a artist, as an actor, whatever. But there's not a lot. I don't do a lot of like really intentionally. Mission One Race, quite frankly, is the most that I've kind of been, I think, overall and overarchingly vulnerable. But I'll say this much: just talking to you and just being engaging with you, I hope people can feel this, that like I feel joy. Like I missed you, brother. Like I would love to pass that on to people, that though at times I even feel that in a ministry of and a movement of connection, that current of the world and or of our own pain of saying pull back, right? Be ashamed, whether it's something that's like just hide, like be a hermit. And I honestly think that is the enemy. I honestly think everything, there's just areas of my life where I'm seeing collaboration, connection, right? All the byproducts of what it takes for you to collaborate, to connect to someone. All the growth that happens when you're at a posture of humility where you, like you said, seek out connection. So Josh, I'm thankful that we have this 8 days to choose, and you made time and available in your busy schedule to connect with me. I just want to tell you, like, that alone is enough. But I really think I can see the tens, the 20s, the thousands of people that this conversation and just us being friends, genuine friends and brothers in this season, where it means a lot. We don't even know, just the image of this, whether it matters or not, that our relationship and friendship started in Africa, you all, in the ministry of World Vision. Shout out to them. That's where I met and saw this man walking the most humbly that I've ever seen, and was there for me as I cried because I saw brothers and sisters and families and children in a type of poverty, you all, Lord, it's just overwhelmed me that you couldn't believe. And I meet this friend, I meet this man, Josh, at the time he was serving as a community pastor in Boston area, right? And we've been friends since. And we just found more ways, even though he's moved into a different movement, Mission One Race wasn't existent there, to where we're friends for life, we're brothers for life. So I'm just sharing that because I feel like how important, well, really, that was it's still your job, by the way. Shout out to what you do for staffing. Like, you're connecting people to their future, their goals and stuff. So like, I'm talking to the right man, ministry-wise, profession-wise, and just as a human being, you're a master, whether you know it, at being present and connecting with people, that you see them. So my point is, you all, like, this is genuine, where I know you're a person that sees people. How important is connection and finding a way, or maybe do you have a Jedi secret of how you're able to connect? Because you make it look easy, and so many people aren't great at it. I'm being honest. Even those in ministry, I'm gonna shout it out just like that. Pastors are not all magical on a one-on-one base of connecting with folks, and in business or any other area, right? Give us a nugget. It doesn't have to be some heady thing. Like, what is it? What is it? Is it a desire?
It's I'd say something that I try to be intentional about is seeing people from more than just one thing. Like in my profession, I'm a recruiter in the digital creative space. And so it's a lot of looking on paper, but you can invest in people by looking at them and who they are and really building that connection. In ministry, um, there's a whole wide range of how different people interact, how different people think, different opinions and everything. But if it's boiled down to just that one sticking point, like, you miss them as a person. If it's boiling down to just one thought or just one action or just one thing, like, it misses them as a person. So I think personally, I love valuing people for who they are and everything they bring to the table, the good, the bad, the ugly, everywhere in there. Because that, like, I know there's things about me that irk people the wrong way. And I just so appreciate when I'm valued despite that. So I know that sounds easy, but it's intentional, because it's not at all.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to give you one monkey wrench for all of us.
Yeah.
Let's be specific. And what we've seen a lot of boiling down to, and I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to go clear with this. I have friends adamantly on all sides of the political spectrum. Say that right now. So however that makes you feel, with folks, even if you're watching this, and I am thankful for that, happy about it, and I don't want to say proud, but like I do think somewhat that people know there's a safe space where you can come with that, as we talk about not making it one element, right? How has that specific, and I'm going to go there, just political views in your life, you don't have to name names or anything like that, like, how have you navigated that? Right? Because I don't even know, this is the thing, you and I are friends and good either way. I don't even know, and you don't need to, because I don't want to even divulge that, because I don't think you're that simple of a person where it can just come out to one word anyway. I'm this, and everything I view is this way. You're actually way more aware than that. So even if you lean a certain way, right, that's not coloring all aspects of who you are and how you think and how you make decisions about whether you're lying with something or not. But that, let's just for half a moment here, zero in on like that point of tension. That's real tension in a lot of families.
I mean, especially as we've gone through this last, multiple years, but especially through COVID, right?
Yes.
Like, everything was heightened as we are all spending more time, reading and watching and all of the above, kind of locking into your camps, right? That's been a ton of that's been happening. But I think it really comes back down to, like, do I measure your worth by one thing that I either agree with or that I completely disagree with? Because if it's that simple, then man, I'm hosed.
We're all in trouble.
I know you're hosed. We're all in trouble. If it breaks down to like, all right, we align with 1, 2, 3, then we're good, or we disagree on 1, 2, 3. So like, forget you. Like, we are all in trouble. So I think that, like, I mean, it's hard. I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, it's easy. I just, look beyond thing I disagree with, or look beyond, like, it's difficult, but that's where the intentionality of choosing to connect with people, because they are more than maybe their political belief that you agree or disagree with, because they got there somehow, whether you agree with them or not, there are stories and there's backgrounds, there's experiences, and there's all of the above that got them to that place and that worldview, just like there's stories and experiences that got me where I am. So I think seeing people and truly wanting to know that is where you can really demonstrate how much you value somebody, because you might disagree at the end of it, and that's okay as long as you're valuing each other.
You just dropped it. There's nothing else to say on this days to choose. We could flush out even more of those areas. That's just one out of the 12 that we call false degrees or false lines of separation. In that category, you see political views, lifestyle, you see faith, right? In that same category, that does not devalue a person or say that you cannot connect and or have racial friendship with them. We talk about ethnicity, gender, as well as a generation. That's a kind of like those three. Then we talk about education, vocation, location, and then we talk about history. And I always miss a couple: ability, and I think health of those. And you really dig deeply in that. That's a pretty exhaustive list of the things that we take in that one thing, in that one area, and we value or devalue a person in a very demanding, capitalistic, Darwinistic type of society where if you can't keep up, we act like we don't do it, but we do. If you can't keep up, if you're not intelligent enough, and if you don't have full capacity in all your senses, good luck in this world. We can change that. So I don't want to just stop in that one area. We just chose that area to highlight, but that's what we're about in this 8 days to choose connection. So the challenge that I'm gonna leave you with and I'm thanking you, Josh, as we're doing this and we're landing this plane, is I don't want it to be easy, but we're going to continue to do this. How about this? Reach out. If you really want to connect, it's going to be a unique challenge. I just thought about this to us. You can reach out to us on our mission1race.org, which we're revamping, updating it. You can email us at m1r@mission1race.org. You can respond to a direct message to any of my social medias or Mission One Race at IG, Twitter, or any of those platforms. You can get a hold of us and just say, I want to know more, right? And we will align you with so much that we got going on that are basically, we're just trying to be masters at community. The more, guys, as he more like refines what the vision for this is, whether it's content, whether it's the curriculum, whether it's the community actions and stuff like that, or whether it's the collaborations, it's all trying to be masters at bringing people together to find whatever. We know it's common interests, common goals or visions for whatever, and there will be different ones, but if we focus on the commonalities, we can build these communities and sub-communities, and we're better together. We are uniquely the same. In the name of love, mission, and oneness, your brother, Rich Rell, Josh Morrison. Love you, brother.